One person can have a better life by living a healthy life. But what if what we want is a healthy society? Ayahuasca is a 2 weeks to a month ceremony started in Peru hosted by shamans. It's a ceremony where people follow rules to generate the outcome. Disconnecting yourself to certain distractions, no sugar, no meat, no sex, no communications. Taking place in the middle of Amazon rainforest. Reconnecting yourself back to nature. Using DMT drug and other ingredients to lower your self-awareness and appreciate more the surrounding. The global climate becomes the main issue of our everyday lives while we are still arguing whether to use straws and plastic bags or not. A football field of Amazon forest was burned. People were using the wrong solution to this enduring issue. We think we own nature, but we're not. We cannot fix nature. We have to reconnect the bond that was used to be here. Using this quarantine state as an outgrowth where people were forced to disconnect themselves to their normal routine. What can be changed or improved to enhance the life quality, not personally but as a whole community? Going through sets of rooms that represent the different scales of context. A collection of the different approaches of the proposal. What can be the new norms? Starting from the closest context. People cannot live in isolation. Social distancing in a room doesn't mean that you are locked down. Small engaging can be made through windows, doors, and balconies. Disconnecting them virtually and meet more in the real world. Stop the screen glancing and start on thinking what activity can be done in such a small space. By doing so, small space like an elevator can be used as a vertical vegetation planting platform, which can convey how urban infrastructure could be transformed into in the upcoming future. If vegetation can be accessed anywhere, maybe it's the time where salad can really be cheaper than junk foods. It is clear that the basic correlation of supply and demand will change in the post-pandemic economy, sequestering the excesses of consumption. Intervene at the intersection of health and lifestyle. It's no secret for doctors, patients, and caregivers to change unhealthy behavior of patients, personal circumstances, that lead to chronic conditions. But going to the hospital and getting an appointment is still hard for those who really need it. Medical debt was the most common reason for someone to be contacted by a debt collector. Suffering from a medical misfortune was the most common reason for ultimately leading someone to petition the courts for relief from their financial obligations. Imagine a model world where an accessible healthcare center for all. To have an influence, health insurance providers must be present at the intersection of health and lifestyle. That hinder an individual's ability to alter unhealthy behavior can be directly addressed at this juncture. Going to a bigger scale into a scale of urban planning. People must be appreciating real landscape after being locked down more than before. Introducing these small pockets of fake landscape set around the city to constantly remind how much they need these landscapes. If Darwin Village producing fake famous painting can make people appreciate the real one more, could this idea be used in the same way? Continuing with mental health but involving a bit of economical issue. Stop working leads to economic collapse. It is now easier to imagine the end of capitalism than the end of the world. The threat of economic collapse has been the guiding anxiety among the political establishment. On the other hand, nature is coming back. The reduction of our carbon footprint is enhancing a better future. Does this mean economics is in an inverse variation with climate change? Answer will have to be there soon, or else both the economics and climate change will be collapsing. Technology will keep disrupting care, but it won't solve everything. By incorporating technology as an element of the holistic approach, one that is designed to address unhealthy behavior and social determinants at the intersection of health and lifestyle through personalized data. However, belief of some sort is a nearly universal feature of humanity, so there's quite likely more successful by providing some explanation from an old ceremony that has been continued doing for a long time. New norms of healthcare cannot be a success with one collapsing one. No single entity, government, payer, or provider can remake the complex, fragmented, and high-cost healthcare systems. Nations can't go it alone, either. Healthcare must act at the intersection of health and lifestyle, be aligned on health outcomes, not services, and have complete interoperability to harness technology in a world dependent on technology. All of us, government, providers, health plans, and local communities, must harness the power of integration to break down the barriers that have led to an unhealthy planet.